Mobley shoots 86% from the foul line. He's the wrong guy to foul. Ooh, concentration all the way.
Still a two-possession game, 71-65.
Token defense up court, just don't want to foul, eat clock.
Lee.
Oh, no. Holy mackerel. That was, wow, what a shot. Where do you see this shot? We'll replay this one. You got to replay it. I don't know what the rush was, but he came down and he bent towards it, and it was a clothesline. There was no height on the ball at all.
Well, a sense of urgency sometimes from guards, and Al, you touched on it. The college game is guard laden, and today we're seeing I'll do better than you each time down the floor from both Arthur Lee and Tyson Wheeler. It's been their game really the last 6 minutes in this second half.
I think you won't see many ticks on the clock. I think Stanford will pick up very soon and foul right away. As soon as the ball comes in, they'll foul, I believe.
Possession arrow to Rhode Island.
Here's the foul. 2 ticks of the clock.
Mosley picking it up. Hey, you're right. The coaches cannot afford to let the other team's guard create. So you have to foul, right?
The big thing what happened there is that shot that Arthur Lee hit. That was unbelievable. I'd let him take that shot 15 more times.
Mosley's 4th foul, sending Mobley back to the stripes.
That's the 9th personal. After this is the super bonus.
There's a young man that represents what's right about the college game, coming in as a Prop 48. Will graduate in May. Has matured as a player and as a human being.
Tim, didn't he go to prep school up in Maine?
That's it. Maine Central Institute.
He's out of Philadelphia. He puts mustard on his pretzels.
As did Luther Clay, who also spent time at Maine Central Institute. Outstanding program there. Max Good, well known in the basketball community.
Here comes Lee again, and it's going up again, I believe.
Dumping it down to the Mad Dog, Madsen.
Oh, beautiful.
72-70.
Stanford, well coached. Both teams well coached, but Coach Montgomery is milking this clock and keeping this team in the game.
Wire to wire in the Midwest region. And certainly this game living up to advanced billing.
I'd be surprised if they foul intentionally real quick this time because of the super bonus. Wow, that's dangerous.
Murphy comes away with it, and he's quickly fouled by Mosley. And that's the 5th foul on David Mosley. But the recognition there that it's Murphy in the open court that missed his last free throw, perhaps not a bad foul when you had a numbers game there.
Yeah, but what happens now, Tim, you're just looking to foul. But I thought maybe they should have tried to give a little play to maybe try to turn them. But the super bonus is such a difficult thing. But Coach Montgomery knows more about basketball than I'll ever know. So we talk about huge things, and here we go again. Murphy shoots 65% from the foul line. Oh, that was huge. Now it's 1 possession. If he makes this is so important, as you know, Tim. If he makes this, it's a 2-possession game. Whoop, all net.
Timeout, Rhode Island. The Stanford Cardinal, the last team standing in the Pac-10. Rhode Island, the last team here in the Atlantic 10. You talk about the emotions in college basketball and what this all means for a player like Madsen and Murphy. College hoops, little points win big games, and the point guards for both have gotten it done as we come down to Casey.
The man that Stanford wants the ball in his hands to penetrate all the way.
Proving it. Proving a point.
He made up his mind to go all the way. The last time he stopped and went for 3. He could see his face kind of say, I'm going to go up there this time. Just before he took off, you could see the strength in his face that just got him up in there. Let's see now if he can bury the foul shot.
And it's huge because even if they foul and Rhode Island gets 2, it would be a 3-point spread rather than 4, but he must make this shot.
He hits 88% of them. Bango.
And McDonald checks in, offensive for defensive substitution.
They got a foul right away.
Mobley.
You got a foul right away. You got a foul right away.
Oh, Madsen, count it!
What happened? They didn't foul right away. They got mixed up. Then Lee got his hand on the ball. Madsen's on the inside. He goes up and buries it.
2 years in a Mormon mission and then returning and playing with maturity. The man called the Mad Dog with the huge slam to turn the last seconds of this game. Still 26.2 remaining in St. Louis. At 71-65 with 59 seconds left. Now the Cardinal with a 1-point lead. 7-2 run in the last 22 seconds. Madsen now shooting for a 2-point edge for Stanford.
Madsen broke the leash. They had him on a leash and he broke it. I told you strength shows up at the end of the ball game.
2-point game.
Rhode Island got 1 timeout remaining.
They'll let the guards create.
Well, they're getting Wheeler's hands, and Wheeler's going back door. They turned it over. Now they got a foul right away.
Anticipating a backdoor cut. Antonio Reynolds-Dean was faked by Tyson Wheeler.
Got a foul right away. As soon as the ball comes in, you got a foul. That's it. Now Weems to get up there and see what you can do, man.
Boy, Jim Herrick, you think of the memories of the NCAA tournament, 1983, Jimmy Valvano's miracle run in the early rounds at Pepperdine. He led by 6 with under a minute to play. Valvano's team was able to send it to overtime and win in their march in March to an NCAA championship. And now Stanford trying to bring a nightmare back to life for Coach Herrick. 15 years later.
Christie's 85%, made the first one. This is the 2-possession shot here. Rhode Island has 1 timeout remaining. It's a 20. Ooh, big miss.
1 possession game.
I take the 20, but some coaches don't.
Looking for a pick.
He'll get 3 fouls, Tim. He'll get 3 foul shots, I believe, Tim.
Arthur Lee reaching in for the steal. The one thing Mike Montgomery did not want just happened. Wheeler.
He shoots 66%, so by percentage, you should make 2 out of 3. That won't be enough. He has to make 3 out of 3 to go to OT. He's 2 for 2 today. Now he has to miss the last one. Make the second and miss the last on purpose. 5 seconds left in the clock. Make this one and miss the next one.
After such a brilliant performance, the high anxiety, barely able to draw iron.
Missed this one on purpose off the back rim. There it is.
Out of bounds. It belongs to Stanford with 4.2 remaining.
Someone has to cry and someone has to have joy.
Jim Herrick very upset. I think going back to that reach in by Arthur Lee that he felt was a foul. He's still giving it to Frank Scagliato. Frankly, I'm surprised he hasn't been given the hook. He's getting in his licks. Arthur Lee at the stripes. 1942 was the year. Back then, the NIT was the biggest tournament. Stanford made their way in, made it happen. Lee, 27 consecutive free throws made. You know, for Utah, it was 1944. And they took over for Arkansas when they said they couldn't make it. There had been a An automobile accident. They were unable to make it to the site. Now Utah is in Stanford trying to join them.
Well, Stanford has the most wins ever this season, and Montgomery is going to his first Final Four. Congratulations, Coach.
Mobley with a 3 at the buzzer. But the Cardinal give the Pac-10 an entry into the Final Four in San Antonio. Montgomery's first ever trip to the Final Four. For Jim Herrick, a bitter taste, losing a 6-point lead with 59 seconds remaining. For Lee, 26 points, 7 best Sunday dishes, 4 rebounds, and the biggest steal of his life to help bring his team from 6 down in the last 59 seconds to come away with a win. To Tino Mobley, the Cat, who had a number of steals himself, losing it, and the Mad Dog, as he has all year, answering inside with authority. In Palo Alto, the city's emblem, the big tree. Well, today, their mammoth front line of Young and Madsen, Sauer and Collins were the difference late, but they needed help from their guard trying to prove a point late, and Arthur Lee did.
Hey, Coach, what a win. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is unbelievable. These kids have done this all year long. You know, it was looking like we were in trouble, and then bang.
Looking like you're in trouble. You were in trouble.
You had us buried, didn't you? Yeah. These guys got a lot of heart, a lot of character. I tell you, to come back and win like that was unbelievable. And, hey, Final Four, whoever thought would happen.
Do you like Tex-Mex food?
I'll learn to like it.
Hey, let's dance. Pick up the world. Up the world. Hey, what? Hey, good. Hey, oh, hey, get that dance. Come on, down. Hey, come here, my man. Come here, my man. How did you hit that three-pointer? It was an impossible shot.
I don't know. I just drove to the left side. And originally I was going to drive, but they played me for the drive, and I just pulled up and it went in.
Okay, start to lift up the world again.
And Arthur Lee with a masterful performance. And the man that looks like the Robert Young of the 90s, the likable Mike Montgomery, is headed to the Alamo for Craig James and the coach Al McGuire. Tim Brando saying it has been a joy here with March Madness in the Midwest. For all of them, Tim Brando saying so long. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Dean Smith coming up from New York in just a moment.